Today, Saudi Arabia is under attack from outside. 4 decades back, it suffered an attack from within.
In recent years, there has been a surprising rise in events that some interpret as signs of the end times, such as the emergence of false prophets, escalating conflicts, and mysterious celestial alignments. The Christian community has recently uncovered a terrifying warning by Jesus Christ himself, as described in the book of Revelation. This shocking prophecy has generated attention among Christians worldwide as connected to Islam and Satan. What is this strange new revelation? And how is it connected to the Islamic beast and its Kaaba images? Let's find out. The Kaaba is a sacred building in the center of the Great Mosque in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It is one of the holiest sites in Islam and holds immense religious significance for Muslims worldwide. The Kaaba is a cuboid-shaped structure made of granite masonry. It stands approximately 13.1 meters, 43 feet high, with sides measuring about 10.6 meters, 34.8 feet, by 12.1 meters, 39.7 feet. It is positioned towards the cardinal directions, with one corner aligned towards the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca, which is considered the Qibla, the direction Muslims face during their daily prayers. The exterior of the Kaaba is covered in a black silk cloth known as the kiswah, which is embroidered with Quranic verses in gold thread. The kiswah is changed annually during the Hajj pilgrimage, a sacred journey undertaken by millions of Muslims worldwide. The Kaaba is believed to have been originally built by the Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail as a place of worship for the monotheistic faith. It is the first house of worship dedicated to Allah in Islamic tradition. During the Hajj pilgrimage, Muslims perform various rituals, including circumambulating the Kaaba. This ritual, called tawaf, involves walking around the Kaaba 7 times counterclockwise, expressing devotion and unity with other Muslims. The Kaaba serves as a focal point of unity and spirituality for Muslims. It symbolizes the Muslim community's shared beliefs and the center of their worship. Muslims worldwide face the Kaaba during their daily prayers, regardless of location. The Kaaba represents the spiritual heart of Islam and holds deep historical and religious significance for Muslims worldwide. In the heart of Islam's holiest city stands a magnificent structure that holds deep spiritual significance for Muslims worldwide. This structure is the Kaaba. This sacred sanctuary draws believers from all backgrounds to partake in its rituals and experience profound spiritual energy. One of the most important rituals associated with the Kaaba is tawaf. This sacred act involves circling the sacred structure 7 times in an anti-clockwise direction. Every year during the annual pilgrimage of Hajj and the non-mandatory pilgrimage of Umrah, Muslims from far and wide gather to perform this sacred ritual. As they move in unison, their footsteps echoing in harmony, they demonstrate the unity and equality of Islamic believers. Tawaf symbolizes the continuous cycle of life and the everlasting presence of God, reminding pilgrims of their connection to something greater than themselves. Prayer also plays a vital role in the religious activities surrounding the Kaaba. Wherever Muslims find themselves in the world, they face the Kaaba in their daily prayers. This simple act signifies the unity of the Muslim community and the direction of their worship towards the holiest site in Islam. It serves as a constant reminder of the Kaaba's important role in the spiritual lives of Muslims worldwide, anchoring them to their faith and connecting them to their fellow believers. But it is during the Hajj and Umrah pilgrimages that the Kaaba truly comes alive. Hajj, a major pilgrimage in the Islamic month of Dhul al-Hijjah, is an obligation for able-bodied Muslims who can afford it. The rituals of Hajj hold immense spiritual significance and are steeped in tradition. Among these rituals is Sa'i, a poignant act that involves walking between the hills of Safa and Marwa. This act commemorates the story of Hajar, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim, who ran between these hills in her desperate search for water for her son Ismail. Sa'i symbolizes perseverance, faith, and reliance on God's mercy, reminding pilgrims of the importance of endurance and trust in challenging times. Another focal point of religious activities around the Kaaba is the Black Stone, also known as Al-Hajar al-Aswad. Nestled in the eastern corner of the Kaaba, this sacred stone holds great reverence among Muslims. Kissing or touching the black stone during tawaf is considered a virtuous act. for it is believed to have descended from heaven and carries with it spiritual blessings. Pilgrims, eager to seek God's mercy, kiss the stone, emulating the actions of the beloved Prophet Muhammad himself. Then there is the Zamzam water sourced from the Zamzam well near the Kaaba. This water is believed to be sacred and holds significant spiritual value for Muslims. During their pilgrimage, the pilgrims perform istilam. This ritual involves sipping water from the well or pouring it over themselves. Istilam signifies purification and seeking divine blessings. The Zamzam water is believed to possess healing properties, providing spiritual and physical nourishment to those who partake in its blessed waters. Some pilgrims engage in ramal during tawaf, a brisk walking movement performed during the first 3 rounds. This act imitates Hajar's determined pace when she was searching for water between Safa and Marwa. Ramal adds dynamism to the tawaf ritual, reflecting the energy and dedication Muslims approach their worship, infusing the air around the Kaaba with a genuine sense of devotion. In addition to these rituals, the Kaaba holds special significance for those seeking spiritual solitude and a deeper connection with the divine. Itikaf, a practice of seclusion within a mosque, allows individuals to detach from worldly distractions and immerse themselves in prayer, reflection, and supplication. During the last 10 days of Ramadan, many Muslims choose to perform itikaf in the Grand Mosque, particularly in the area surrounding the Kaaba. There, amidst the tranquil ambiance and the intense spiritual energy, they seek solace, enlightenment, and a profound sense of closeness to God. In 1979, armed Muslim terrorists seized control of the Kaaba in Mecca, a sacred place for Muslims. They believed that worshipping the black stone in the Kaaba was distracting people from Allah, whom they referred to as the dragon. They saw the presence of the black stone as a means of dual worship. More recently, groups like ISIS have expressed their desire to destroy the Kaaba. They believe that people who touch the stones there are worshipping them instead of Allah. The American Patriot missile defense system was deployed to safeguard the holy site from potential attacks originating from Yemen, where radical Muslim groups operate. What was Jesus' warning about the Islamic beast and its Kaaba image? The Islamic beast and its Kaaba image hold significant symbolism in Islamic eschatology. Jesus' warning regarding the Islamic beast and its Kaaba image remains relevant today. One thing that draws attention to this biblical prophecy is the recent shocking fulfillment of biblical prophecies. In recent years, the world has witnessed a series of events that have caused many to consider the fulfillment of biblical prophecies. One such prophecy, mentioned in Matthew 24:7, speaks of earthquakes in diverse places as a sign of the end times. And seismic activity has surged globally, a shocking reminder of this ancient prediction. Devastating earthquakes have struck various parts of the world, including the catastrophic tremors in Nepal in 2015, the deadly earthquake in Mexico City in 2017, and the powerful quakes that shook Indonesia in 2018. These events have left communities shattered and raised questions about the connection between these natural disasters and the prophecies spoken of long ago. The Middle East has become a crucible of turmoil, with the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict casting a shadow of uncertainty and captivating the attention of those seeking signs of biblical prophecy coming to fruition. The prophecies foretelling wars and whispers of wars, as spoken in Matthew 24:6-7, resonate deeply in this troubled region. The relentless clashes, the constant cries of conflict, and the perpetual tension evoke an undeniable connection to the ancient words of prophecy. The clashes between Israel and Hamas have resulted in countless lives lost, widespread injuries, and the displacement of numerous individuals from their homes. The intensity of this conflict, with its far-reaching implications, has led many to perceive it as a significant manifestation of the biblical prophecies. Another prophecy that captures the attention of believers is the rebuilding of the Temple in Jerusalem. While the Temple itself has not yet been reconstructed, notable developments and discussions have surrounded this topic. In recent years, prominent political movements and initiatives have advocated for the Temple's reconstruction, with some even suggesting possible locations and architectural plans. Each step toward this ambitious goal brings believers closer to witnessing the fulfillment of a prophecy deeply rooted in their faith. The Book of Revelation contains a prophecy that speaks of an abomination of desolation, where the Antichrist will defile the temple and impose the mark of the beast, a mark required for engaging in commerce. While the precise interpretation of this prophecy remains debatable, technological advancements have prompted intriguing connections. The emergence of microchip implants for payment and identification purposes has caused some to speculate about the potential correlation to the mark of the beast mentioned in the prophecy. The widespread adoption of such technologies raises questions about society's direction and how these advancements align with ancient prophecies. As these events unfold, the world grapples with their significance. The increase in earthquakes, the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, the discussions surrounding the temple's reconstruction, and technological advancements intertwine with biblical prophecies, stirring deep contemplation and spirited discussions. In Revelation chapter 13, Jesus gives a stern warning. The chapter begins with John's shocking revelation, where he sees two symbolic beasts representing the vile forces lurking in our world's shadows. The first beast, rising from the depths of the sea, possesses an authority granted by the dragon, none other than Satan himself. Resembling a combination of a leopard, a bear, and a lion, this monstrous creature has 7 heads and 10 horns. It boldly blasphemes against God and wages a relentless war against his people, persisting for 42 months. Many scholars and interpreters of the Bible believe that the first beast represents the Roman Empire and subsequent oppressive powers that have plagued Christians throughout history. The mention of 42 months may allude to periods of great tribulation, testing the endurance of those who stand firm in their faith. Although the beast suffers a mortal wound, it miraculously survives, perhaps reflecting these oppressive forces' repeated rise and fall throughout time. The second beast, emerging from the earth, deceives with its appearance of innocence, resembling a gentle lamb. Yet its words betray its true nature, echoing the horrifying voice of a dragon. This creature serves as a pawn of the first beast, commanding authority on its behalf and persuading people to worship the initial beast. It enforces idolatry and demands that a mark bearing the infamous number 666 be affixed to the right hand or forehead as a prerequisite for conducting commercial transactions. This second beast is generally understood to symbolize false prophets and teachers. It cunningly leads people astray, enticing them into the treacherous realms of sin and alignment with enemies of God. The mark, bearing the ominous number 666, signifies unwavering allegiance to wicked systems, forsaking the worship of God. Those who receive this mark seal their fate with eternal condemnation. This beast is said to belong to one of the 7 kingdoms and is guided by spiritual princes. The Kaaba, located in Mecca, is believed to be the dwelling place of the beast and is situated on 7 hills. This aligns with the biblical description of the beast residing in a city on 7 hills. The Bible further mentions 7 kings connected to these demonic forces. 5 of these kings have already fallen, while 1 is currently in power. The 7th king is described as Abaddon, the ruler of all the demons released from the underworld. Abaddon's reign is said to be short, lasting only 5 months. The 8th king is identified as the Babylon demon, released from the underworld. This demon is linked to the previous 7 kings and is destined for destruction. In Hebrew, the name of this king is Abaddon, meaning destroyer. In contrast, in Greek, the name is Apollyon, which signifies destruction. Did this warning really manifest in Kaaba? What does it mean for our world today? In essence, this chapter of Revelation serves as a forewarning, cautioning believers of the looming presence of powerful imperial and religious forces that seek to oppress God's faithful. These forces, driven by a desire to supplant the worship of God with the worship of human rulers and ideologies, pose a grave threat. Yet, amidst the trials and tribulations that believers shall endure, the chapter offers solace, assuring them that those who remain steadfast in their devotion to God shall ultimately find vindication. According to the Bible, this false prophet creates an image to honor the beast, which is connected to the worship warned against by Jesus. In Islam, it is widely known that the Prophet Muhammad included the black stone in the Kaaba in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. This image is the one Jesus cautioned against as it represents the dwelling place of the beast's spirit. When the Babylonian Empire was in power, the beast's spirit was active on earth and was worshipped. However, after the downfall of Babylon, God confined the beast's spirit to a spiritual prison known as the abyss. In the future, the beast will emerge from the abyss and resume its activities. Still, it can only be destroyed when Jesus returns. The essential message taught by Jesus is emphasized in this warning. According to the Bible, Jesus is the divine Son of God. However, there is a significant difference between the Islamic belief that Jesus is a prophet and the biblical teaching that Jesus was crucified for our sins and resurrected on the third day. According to the passages in the Bible, Jesus spoke sternly about the dangers of worshiping the beast. He knew that in the end times, many would be led astray by the power and signs performed by the evil entity represented by the beast. Jesus wanted believers to avoid falling for the deceptions of the beast and instead remain faithful to the truth. In his warning, Jesus emphasized that worshiping the beast and its image would lead to eternal condemnation. He said worshiping the beast or receiving its mark was tantamount to rejecting God and aligning with Satan. Jesus also clarified that the only path to salvation was refusing to worship the beast or its idolatrous representations. Jesus cautioned his followers against false teachings that could cause them to worship the beast. He said the beast's influence would spread far and wide through signs and lies spread by the false prophet acting on its behalf. Jesus instructed his disciples to test all spirits and doctrines to ensure they did not go against the truth of God's word. The forcefulness with which Jesus spoke about not worshiping the beast showed how unacceptable and dangerous such worship would be in God's eyes. He loved his people and wanted them to be spared from the everlasting punishment awaiting those who worship the beast. Jesus demonstrated his care and concern for believers by delivering this solemn warning. He wanted them to stand firm in faith until the end. The prophet Habakkuk also tells us about the beast. He describes this beast as the proud one whose soul is not right within him. In contrast, the righteous will live by their faith. Additionally, the consumption of wine leads to the downfall of arrogant individuals. They become restless and insatiable, like the grave, always craving more. The proud one also seeks to gather nations and peoples under his control. The Babylonian beast is called Baal in Aramaic and Hebrew in the Bible. Jeremiah explains that Baal is more than just a stone idol. God punishes Baal by causing him to regurgitate what he has swallowed. It is stated, "I will punish Baal in Babylon and make him spew out what he has swallowed." The nations will no longer flock to him, and the walls of Babylon will collapse. During the time of the Apostle John in 95 AD, the Babylonian demon was confined in Sheol and did not possess earthly power. John said, "Now is not the time," in Revelation chapter 9. However, in this chapter, an angel resembling a fallen star descends to earth and is granted the authority to open the abyss. Baal is released from the abyss and establishes his throne in the Kaaba. Many demons are set free, creating a cloud of smoke. One of these demonic spirits reveals itself to Muhammad and imparts the false gospel of the Quran. These events occurred between 610 and 632, when Muhammad received multiple visits from a demonic spirit claiming to be Gabriel. In Revelation chapter 9, the fifth angel sounds his trumpet, and a star falls from the sky to earth. This star is given the key to the abyss and unlocks it, causing smoke to rise like a massive furnace. The smoke darkens the sun and sky, and locusts emerge from it, possessing power similar to that of scorpions on earth. Satan, the dragon, bestows great power and his throne upon the beast.